Oh, you may not think I'm pretty, but don't judge on what you see. I'll eat myself if you can find a smarter hat than me. You can keep your bowlers black, your top hat sleek and tall, for I'm the Hogwarts sorting hat, and I can cap them all. If you're anything like me, then the first time you saw or read about the sorting hat, you had a host of questions. Where did it come from? Who made it? And how does it know what houses the student should be in? Hopefully today we can answer all of the questions that you may have. The sorting hat was sewn over 1,000 years ago, and at first it was nothing more than an ordinary hat that belonged to Godric Gryffindor. The four founders of Hogwarts, Godric Gryffindor, Salazar Slytherin, Rowena Ravenclaw, and Helga Hufflepuff, began to wonder how they would sort the students into houses after they were dead. Eventually they came to the decision that they would use Godric Gryffindor's hat, and it was enchanted with the combined intelligence of all four founders, as well as some of their personal traits. Now animated, the hat's function was to determine which of the four houses each student would be placed in. At the start of the school term, the sorting hat would be placed on a 3- or 4-legged stool in front of the Great Hall. The hat would sing a lengthy song as somewhat of an introduction. The song slightly varies each year, but the basic premise remains the same, explaining how it was enchanted and the criteria for being sorted into each individual house. It is worn by first-year students during the sorting ceremony, and after a short period of deliberation, the hat loudly proclaims which house they have been placed in, for all to hear. In order to speak, the hat uses a tear along the brim as a mouth, but during the sorting ceremony, this is not the case. It communicates with a quiet voice inside of the hat, and only the person wearing the hat can hear. It is able to read and respond to the thoughts of the person wearing it. The house the first-year students are placed in comes down to the different traits and characteristics associated with each founder, and in turn each house. Godric Gryffindor valued courage and loyalty, and students seen to possess these traits will most likely be placed in Gryffindor. Ravenclaw valued knowledge and creativity, Hufflepuff dedication and patience, and Slytherin ambition and cunning. There is no definitive answer as to what house students will be placed in, as a lot of these qualities do tend to overlap with each other, and students may possess qualities that several houses value. We see this firsthand when Harry asks the sorting hat not to place him in Slytherin. The hat responds by telling Harry he could do great things in Slytherin, but eventually the hat decides that Harry should be placed in Gryffindor, so we can only assume that Harry has traits valued by both Gryffindor and Slytherin. It would also appear that the hat's decision can be swayed if the student's desire to be in a certain house is strong enough. Though it may not like to admit its mistakes, the hat has been known to be wrong on a few occasions. The decision to place Peter Pettigrew in Gryffindor was most certainly a puzzling choice. When we break the sorting process down, it does ultimately come down to some guesswork, as qualities you may have at a young age may disappear, or may be replaced by different ones, and it's understandable that the hat may be wrong in some cases. The sorting hat also sometimes functions as a portal providing access to the Sword of Gryffindor, and we do see the sword pulled from the hat by members of Gryffindor in their times of need. It has also been known to give warning when it detects great danger approaching the school. The advice it offers during this time is always the same: stand together, be strong from within. The sorting hat is able to see the qualities within a person, sometimes before they even realise them themselves. The hat represents the founding wizards and witches of Hogwarts, and is a collection of everything positive they valued. Hopefully most of your questions have been answered, and I look forward to hearing from you in the comments section. As always, I've been your host, Mythology and Fiction Explained.